everyone. My name is Marina Rizzo, and I'm a teacher at Spoken Learning. And today I'm going to talk to you about a pretty cool book that I really like, which is called Las Batallas en el Desierto by José Emilio Pacheco. There you go. Here it is. Oh, I disappeared because of my book. I'm sorry. But yeah, so I'm going to talk to you about this today. And before I begin talking about this book, I want to remind you that we provide private lessons for both children and adults starting from 5 years old and up. So if you're interested in learning Spanish, you can just call the number that's going to appear in 3, 2, 1. Okay, there you go. There it is. You can call or text us to ask about more information about our Spanish courses. And of course, yeah, today I'm super excited because I want to talk to you about something new that we're having at Spoken Learning. We're going to start providing some English lessons to people. Entonces vamos a empezar ya a dar clases de inglés. Perdón, se me confunden los idiomas, de repente no sé en qué idioma estoy hablando, pero vamos a empezar a dar clases de español. Entonces, si están interesados, pueden llamar al número para preguntar acerca de, pues, para pedir más información y saber más acerca de cómo trabajamos. Básicamente trabajamos igual en español que en inglés. Es como la misma metodología. Siguen siendo las clases personalizadas uno a uno, sin todo esto de grupos como grandotes donde no se puede aprender bien ni a gusto. Entonces, bueno, pueden llamar al número que está ahí en el banner, el de abajo, para pedir más información si están interesados en aprender inglés con nosotros. And coming back to the Spanish lessons. So yeah, if you speak Spanish and you want to learn, if you speak English and you want to learn Spanish with us, you can just call or text that number that's right there in the banner. So yeah, today, as I told you before, I'm going to talk to you about this book. It smells good, which is called Las Batallas en el Desierto. I talked to you guys about one of my favorite bands once, about like rock bands, Mexican or Latin rock bands. And Café Tacuba is one of my favorite bands, honestly. And they have a song based on this book, and it's awesome. So you can look for it, Las Batallas en el Desierto by Café Tacuba. But I'm going to talk to you just a tiny bit about this book, which is great. I mean, look at this. You can finish this like in a weekend. It only has like I don't know, like 68 pages. So you can just finish this book like in one seat, like in an afternoon. You don't have to take like that long to finish this book, and it's not that hard. I mean, it has a lot of cultural facts and cultural like references, but it's always interesting, right, to learn about cultures and learn about people while reading a book. So yeah, you can look for this book. Maybe I'm not quite sure, but there must be like a bilingual edition. I used to do that with French poetry when I was in college, and I didn't learn that much, but it was fun to read bilingual editions of the books that I liked in Spanish or like the translations. So yeah, I'm gonna start with today's presentation. So yeah, just wait a second. I'm gonna share my screen with you just so that you can know what I'm talking about. So yeah, today, as I told you before, I'm going to talk about Las Batallas en el Desierto by José Emilio Pacheco. Okay, so this book, the first edition, is from 1981. So yeah, fun fact, it's from that year. And yeah, I'm going to talk to you about some topics. What can you find in this book? You might be asking, like, why is she so excited about this book? I'm excited about this book because it talks about one of my favorite topics ever, Los Amores Imposibles, Impossible Romances. I love that topic. Honestly, I'm a romantic at heart, and so I love that. The fact that sometimes you cannot get like anything with the person that you love. So basically, this book talks about that, but it's like, yeah, it's an unrequited love from one little guy to whose name is Carlitos, by the way. His name is Carlitos. So he falls in love with this woman who's older than him. And well, it's a mess. Like, seriously, a lot of things happen. And Carlitos, poor thing, he suffers like a crazy little guy. And he's like in pain for the entire book. I mean, it's not good to laugh at someone else's, but honestly, it's kind of funny because poor guy, he suffers a lot and he goes through a lot and he's just suffering in silence because he's in love with someone that he'll never get. So, yeah, basically you can find that topic in this book. The yeah, the unrequited love, and also you can get a lot of hints from Mexican culture in this book. Puedes aprender mucho acerca de cultura mexicana leyendo este libro. You can learn about Mexican culture while reading this book. Of course, if you're not that familiar with Mexican culture, you'll have to do your research, your fair amount of research, but I promise you that it's one of the best things that you can do when you're learning another language or when you're interested in another culture. Because, I mean, Mexican culture is awesome and we have a lot of interesting things. So, yeah, you can just start learning a bit more about Mexican culture. And you can start by reading this tiny book that I love. And well, of course, it talks about the interpersonal relationships. So Carlitos, basically, I'm just gonna break it down to you a bit. So Carlitos falls in love with Jim's mom. So yeah, that's kind of a juicy gossip here, right? Because the little guy is in pain because he falls in love with someone that he'll never have, like for obvious reasons. But a lot of things happen in his environment because I mean people talk, right? So this little guy goes through a lot and everyone's just like judging everyone in this book because they're just like, oh no, but that's so bad, he shouldn't be like in love with this woman. And of course maybe he shouldn't, but I mean you cannot pick who you love, right? So poor Carlitos, he goes through a lot, and his friendship with Jim kind of changes. Some things happen there. So I don't want to like give you some spoilers because I mean it's difficult to talk about a book that you love without giving spoilers. But basically, that's the general idea of this book, like the unrequited love and also social things that happen, because it's not only like a love story and like, oh poor Carlitos, he's suffering in pain, he's suffering in silence. No, of course not. I'm gonna read to you just a tiny bit, like the first page of this book. So the first page: El mundo antiguo. Me acuerdo, no me acuerdo. ¿Qué año era aquel? Ya había supermercados, pero no televisión, radio tan solo. Las aventuras de Carlos Lacroix, Tarzán, el llanero solitario, La Legión de los Madrugadores, Los niños catedráticos, Leyendas de las calles de México, Panseco, el doctor IQ, la doctora Corazón desde su clínica de almas. So here he's talking about an era of history in which people didn't have TV. They only had the radio. So he's talking about some shows or some radio shows that they had back in the day. Like the Lone Ranger, for example, El Llanero Solitario, that's how you call it. And okay, Paco Malgesto narraba las corridas de toros. So he's a character or he's a person who used to narrate like or yeah, talk during the I forgot the term in English. This horrible thing. Sorry if you like that, but yeah. With bulls. Okay, Carlos Albert era el cronista de fútbol. He was the guy who talked about football. El Mago Septién transmitía el béisbol. So he's talking about what happened back in the day. Huh? Circulaban los primeros coches producidos después de la guerra. The first cars produced after the war started coming out. Packard, Cadillac, Buick, Chrysler, Mercury, Hudson, Pontiac, Dodge, Plymouth, De Soto. Y vamos a ver películas de Aaron Flynn y Terran Power. A matines con una de episodios completa. La invasión de Mongo era mi predilecta. So he's talking about his favorite films and how he used to go to the matinee. And well, as you can see, you have a lot of cultural references and stuff that was going on in that time. So yeah, I strongly recommend you to start reading some stuff in English in Spanish. Sorry, um, if you're interested in knowing more about the Latin culture or like the yeah, you can start reading and maybe if you're not that advanced, it's gonna take you longer to finish this tiny book, but I strongly recommend you this book. So if you have any questions about this book, you can just leave them in the comment section. And also, you can share the books that you've read and the things that you like to read and the things that you yeah, that changed the way in which you think. So that would be pretty much it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this passionate talk about las batallas en el desierto. And well, remember that you can find this book. You can look for bilingual editions if you feel more comfortable with that. I'm not quite sure, but well, let's hope that you can find one. And well, that's pretty much it for today. Don't forget to follow us in all of our social media. Thank you so much for listening. Muchas gracias por escuchar el día de hoy. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow us in all of our social media on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, on Facebook, on all of the social medias that us human beings use every day. So that was pretty much it for today. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to call also the number right there in the banner. And well, we provide lessons to both children and adults. And well, that was pretty much it for today. Have a great weekend. Happy Friday, everyone. Bye.